Okay. No, it has through Chesterfield. Do we have everything now?
There's got to be something else for the barges, right? Because barges is just the one.
Like, I guess I've been kind of, like, lax in, putting these things together, because I just kind of had them sitting there for a while, but... No, I didn't want to... No, B. Okay.
Suspicious Mexican at Doncaster.
Alright, we have connected everything that we found. Let's see this too here. Oh, maybe they were going after the Chileans.
That's what I was saying. They were angry with each other, and their goal was to blow up the train and then get rid of the evidence.
Interesting.
Now, I forget what the actual answer to this is.
So I'm a little like, this is weird. I thought we had more, but it feels like we're kind of like actually done now. We don't have any like extra pieces of evidence floating around. Oh, you have found and utilized all clues in the case. You're done. Okay, yeah. So it's just straight up saying like, yeah, we got to make a decision. Yep. This is definitely false, I think, because we found those exclusive sales contracts with the prepayments, and like there were like 6 of them for like 10%. So like, yeah, he made more than whatever the prototype cost, if he was even being truthful about the cost of the prototype. But I want to see what happens when we start doing these things to like kind of play with it and figure out who's doing what.
Sure, yeah.
So let's... Is it normal for there to be things like this that just don't have a second one? I mean, I guess it's like it said, normal, like we're done, so...
So the train is sealed inside the mine so that Robinson can get an insurance policy for money, and then sell the thing when he pulls it out of the mine? I'm not clear on what the alternative is if we're not doing the Chileans killed the Mexicans.
The alternative is that, here. The alternative is that the Chileans were responsible, and that they did survive, but that they just, like, rammed the train into the mines.
To steal the prototype. Is this it? Is there a third option? So last time we had 3 possibilities.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think those are the only 2 options.
Okay, so let's work through this.
Oh wait, no, there's one possible explanation, which is that Robinson is this I think which is that Robinson is responsible for all this? Let me see
All right. Yeah.
Let me see how
okay.
you get to it.
Here we
yeah.
go. Yeah. All right. So it's inside the mines, and Robinson is a swindler.
Do we know that the machine didn't cost that much to make or whatever?
We don't really have a lot of information.
The question is
I'm
whether all of the
pretty
conclusions
convinced.
that build this case are true. You're pretty convinced?
I'm pretty convinced that the Chileans didn't steal it.
Mm-hmm.
See, the problem with this and with the Robinson one, as much as Robinson sounds super fucking guilty, is then like, what's all this other shit doing with the quarry?
Red herrings.
I guess, but like...
But then it could also
Okay.
just be red herrings on the... Like, anything could be a red herring.
I guess the question is,
So
what
we-
were the Mexicans loading onto that barge in the middle of the quarry? And also that
like
caused
there's
the
a
quarry
lot
to
of
flood.
evidence that the Mexicans were doing something in the quarry. So we know they stole the like, we know there was the stolen stuff from the Eastern Station, the tracks and stuff ended up at the beach, because the tracks going to the mines was a smaller cart.
Right.
But there's that guy who claimed to be Chilean but was actually Mexican. Why would he be there?
Well, his claim was that he was waiting for his Chilean counterparts.
Yeah. But he wasn't
But
Chilean.
he also probably is an assassin. It says that he was practicing martial arts. He had wrinkles in his suit.
Yeah, that's true. He's got, evidence of martial arts. He's got, his build is good. So maybe he was there in case any of them survived and were able to get to safety, swim to safety or whatever. And he would be there to finish the job if they managed to make it back.
So you can just hit C to, like, quick go to your conclusions without having to, like, reassemble your case again.
Ah, okay. Excellent. Like, this kind of makes sense of most of it.
Forced them to stay on the train. Is that why he was there? Maybe he's not there to be like the guy that cleans up if they lived. He was the guy to force them on the train and keep them on the train. Right, because how else are you going to get the Chileans on the train to stay there as
they
they
were
are
already
driven
on the
off track?
train.
Right, but you're talking about moving the train to a completely different place with makeshift tracks, going over water that then explodes.
Well,
at some point they're going to figure out.
No. So what they did was, that's what they did. Okay, they weren't moving the train on the barge. They needed to blow up the dam or destroy the dam for some reason. They needed to build the track to go into the quarry and blow up the dam so that it would go into the lake. And they didn't care about the prototype that was on board. That just, I guess, happened to be coincidental.
But we're up by the lake. We're not in the quarry.
No.
If you go to the map.
The map is, this is the lake up here. The quarry was down here and it got flooded.
Right, but we're at the beach. We're up there where the lake.
No, we're at the Doncaster station.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, but
so,
this isn't where they move the vehicle, is it? Where they loaded
they
the
brought
barge is up in the
rails
lake.
and stuff to the beach.
Right.
Yeah. The question is, what did they do with the barge? Did they load the train on the barge and then sink it in the lake?
That seems like a really ornate way to do that.
No, I don't know. Like I'm trying to. Let me look at the evidence here. Okay.
We are not good detectives.
Defective detectives. Clueless, you might say.
The men who knew too little, and women. That one was a stretch. Trying to think of other detective-themed things.
Private dorks.
No, because that almost sounds cool.
Wow. I mean, when you come right down to it, Josh, at this point, what is your best guess for what happened? Like, in terms of conclusion.
Someone's going to jail and it ain't gonna be me.
Watson did it.
Watson, would you be a dear and go to prison for a few days until I can find the real culprit? I swear, I'll definitely find them.
Has that not happened? I feel like that would have happened at some point.
Maybe in, like, I don't know, maybe in some AU, but Sherlock Holmes was a gentleman. He would never set up a gentleman.
I was
for a
pretty
crime.
confident about this before, but I'm not. I'm trying to wrap my head around what was exactly going on at the lake and the quarry. What did they need to transport? What was heavy that they needed to transport? Or
The train. That's what the clues all imply. They were moving the train physically. And loading it onto the... Right? If we go back to the clues...
Like, but if they were going to drown people, why load the train onto a barge? Like, that's
Well, where else
unnecessary.
would they stash? Where else would they stash the train then?
Well, here, if the quarry is already flooded, all they have to do is switch the rails and fix, God damn it, and fix the missing rails there, and then
No,
the train goes into the
thing. Because if the train went into there, it would not go very far underwater, assuming it could even be kept going. The middle of the lake is going to be a lot deeper than the edges of the lake. You drop something heavy.
I know
what?
The rails aren't here anymore. They had to be removed
Right.
after the fact to hide, to cover their tracks. That's
Literally.
what they got on the barge. They took after the thing was flooded and they sent the train into the quarry. They went back and disassembled the rail tracks here and loaded them onto the barge and went back to the other side. I'm feeling like that's my best guess for this.
That makes sense to me.
But I feel like I've examined this one more than I've examined the other two, so...
Well, we're run low on time here.
We are. I mean, does anybody have any, other points that they... does anybody, disagree with that? Do you guys want to, propose an alternative here? Does, Robinson seem...
I know nothing about Robinson because I missed that episode, so...
Yeah.
You're not going to get any debate from me.
No debate.
So why would the Chileans steal this if they were just businessmen? Like, that's the one thing that doesn't make sense about this. Not the one thing, but of the many
Robinson
things.
has this like this prototype that they want to steal.
Where do we establish that they want to steal it? Like, do we have that as a motive somewhere?
Well, this is the assumption is so there are Chileans that are on the train with this prototype with that Robinson also has on the train, and they the station master back in Chesterfield or Bridlington says like not the station master but the ticket master moves everybody off the train except for the Chileans so that they can steal, in this scenario, steal the prototype. They can take the train to steal the prototype once everybody else is off of it. And then they just paid off those people. But like that, so like the problem with that is like,
but the Chileans
it feels
lost.
like
Where would they get the money? Right, because that's one of the other things you could do is have the Chileans be angry at the Mexicans because the Mexicans won the right to the mine, right?
No. The Chileans got the mine. See, the problem with this is that the Mexicans just kind of are around but don't matter. And like, what's that guy doing in the station then? And why would he tell us he was a Chilean if it didn't matter? I'm
fine with your original assessment. You're the detective. I'm your Watson.
The other thing I feel is it's more plot. Like I think it's definite that the Chileans didn't steal it. I think Robinson being a swindler is possible, but the thing that I think is if I want to get meta here, we learned about the special wagon very early on, and it looked like a theft initially. That is a far more effective red herring, in my opinion, than a bunch of other weird stuff happened with some Mexicans and a flooded quarry that turned out not to be all that important.
All right, let's do it. Let's hit the button.
All right, we're all good with that? Rutskarn hasn't said anything. I feel like that's maybe a bad sign.
I feel like the fans would not like it if I confirmed or disconfirmed any of these. So please just go with whatever impulse you have.
Okay, so if we assume it's the Mexicans, what do we want to do here?
Well, given that we're not certain.
That's a good question, yeah.
We're not certain. Just give it to Mycroft. Let him deal with this. We got to have one over on Minecraft, the first one. Let's give him this.
He wasn't really in the first one.
Well, he was trying to solve it, and we beat him to it, and then let the guy escape.
Lestrade is trying to solve it.
That was Lestrade.
Oh, that was Lestrade. Oh, God.
That would be the other one, actually.
Okay, never mind.
I want to do one more thing, which is I want to go and see if there's anything that Robinson has to say. But I don't see anything that like openly contradicts that the Mexicans murdered.
I don't like this loading screen as much because it clearly is just scrolling a texture.
That's the wrong door. You guys over there still don't want that generator? I think I know where it is. Just think about that.
I will not move from here until... It's a scandal. An absolute outrage.
Alright, push the button.
Alright, let's do it. So are we gonna give it to Lestrade and say, like, fucking arrest these guys, or are we gonna let Mycroft handle it quietly?
Oh, that's our idiot brother. Okay, yeah, give it to our idiot brother.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm a little bit slow on the Sherlock Holmes lore.
What do you think, Alex?
Oh, it doesn't matter to me. Idiot brother.
I'm kind of...
Protocol.
I guess I kind of want to lean towards blind justice, but yeah, political game. Mycroft's been kind of bugging us, so all right, let's do this then.
Besides, if
Confirm
we
your
give
moral
Mycroft some...
choice. Mycroft is sort of like the dirtier, more realpolitik version, and he's the guy who represents it. Like he like basically what's going to happen here is Mycroft is going to use this for like political capita to, you know.
Right. Mycroft is more Tyrion Lannister than
Whereas
Gregory House.
whereas if we did, you know, Lestrade would prosecute these guys. They're probably not going to get prosecuted if Mycroft does this. So I guess like that's the question. I'm kind of leaning towards blind justice for that, but
Well, you do you.
Pick whichever you want, but pick it quickly. And the second you hit the button, say done. So I know that I'm synced. Okay.
okay. Done.
You fool! No. You picked the exact same. All
right.
I did actually.
Cool. Awesome. So, yeah, like that. It's just like so much of the case was around the Mexicans that like it doesn't make sense to me that like
Then the case is
oh,
solved,
it's just the
Holmes.
Chileans
What do you intend to do?
stealing it.
I shall require assistance for the arrests. There were accomplices.
Ah, but I know that look.
Oh,
You have your
Stoner
own
Toes here.
ideas. What are they, Holmes?
Oh right, we're gonna
On
have
the
like a
one
quick time
hand,
event, aren't we?
We have Mycroft and his tedious
Oh.
political games. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble. But it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with some compromise that will be to Mycroft's benefit. Our
So does
other
he hate
option
his
is the
brother?
local constabulary and advise
They have
an
on
icy
Lestrade.
relationship.
The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable
Should be
of
noted that,
acting quietly.
Like Mycroft
They
is
rely on
explicitly
brute
stated
force.
to be
It
like
could result
better
in
than
international
Sherlock,
scandal.
smarter than Sherlock.
All the same, I
And
think
that's
that
why he
under
works
the
with
forces
the
methods,
government.
It would be better to
Mycroft
resolve
has
the
a
case
bigger
quickly
brain,
and
but he's
efficiently,
lazy.
without any
That's
talk
his
of
deal.
Politics.
Yeah.
Let us go home then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
No, I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Sherlock
Keep
Holmes has like
politics out of my
stick-to-itiveness.
international murder
Did I
syndicate.
miss?
Watson, we know that the Barcazas Company directors were trapped under the collapsed mines, along with the train and Robinson's prototype. But we still need
Wait,
to
what?
corner the guilty party.
I thought
you-
How do
it
you
was
intend to
sunk.
prove- Oh no.
Did you pick the
Please
right
don't tell me we have to
case
dig
solution?
out
Oh, no.
lines.
Did you pick the
You
wrong
may
one?
rest assured that I have a
Oh
far
my
better
God.
idea. We have only to use our corrupt Doncaster station master.
No,
as
but
the
like
bait.
they says they're
He will
trapped under the
unwittingly
mines.
trap our Mexican
I don't-
friend.
Of course, you already had a plan. I shall follow you, Holmes.
I mean, it's still like, oh, the Mexicans did it. I don't know. The dialogue was
Well,
weird.
The case is solved, and we shall be heading home. May we have 2 tickets to London, please?
Right away. Wait a minute. You've solved the case.
In a manner of speaking, can you believe that the rescue service miraculously saved one of the Chileans who were on board the train? The police have ordered his immediate escort to London.
Yeah, like this
on
is
the
still
next
the
train.
like the Chileans were
Pulled
murdered.
through then. He's alive.
Yes, by extreme good fortune. His condition is quite serious, and the method of transportation has its risk, but he will be held securely by the doctor and police officers. The gentleman carries some vital information on this case. I am sure of it.
Ah, really?
Your station will be famous, Mr. Duff. The journalists will be here before you know it. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Just
Is
kind of
that a
sucks.
different
This guy's
voice?
life sucks, but
I like how in England they have denim covers.
Gentlemen,
Oh, Sherlock, you
are under
sassy,
arrest.
sassy oaf.
Caramba! You traitor! You double-crossed me!
Caramba.
Oh god.
what are we doing?
I don't remember. Click on his gun.
Oh, I shot the gun out of his hand.
Oh. Nice shoot.
Wait, we got to play as Watson briefly?
good shot,
Yeah.
Watson.
Yeah.
That's kind of
I
cool.
always knew you were a talented marksman.
I didn't want another life lost in this case, Holmes.
Are you pointing the gun at Holmes?
My God,
Yeah.
I thought I was a dead man.
I want the
You shouldn't be
credit.
so glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that your cooperation will be the best way to ease your sentence. By the way, Watson, would you be so kind as to give me some shooting lessons later on?
Yes, but
Does
not in our
Watson just
sitting room.
carry a
and
gun
not
all the
with you
time?
Wearing a blind.
Yeah. Never know when he needs to rumble a motherfucker.
Okay, hold to check your conclusion. It says
Yeah, no,
it's
you
wrong.
fucked up. You picked Mexicans sealed in Chilean mines and not Mexicans drowned.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, hang on. Replay ending, yes, because I selected the wrong button.
Okay, but
that's
I
bullshit.
gotta... I have to go, so...
Alright, sorry, Russ.
Good night, guys.
Alright, fucking,
Let's do this for real. That's not
Wait,
how the
what's
story
going
happened.
on?
Josh
We got
clicked
it
the
wrong?
wrong button.
We-
we got it
okay,
right. Josh clicked the
there's-
wrong button.
There were two different conclusions. Basically, you could pick that they were behind the mines or they were drowned. And I accidentally selected the mines one instead of drowned them, which we
But-
had established was correct.
Right. So we had the right
okay.
answer, but we picked the wrong.
So
picked the wrong
the Mexicans did it, but they did it in a way that was different than the one that we selected. So we're just gonna, but because we did actually figure it out, I'm gonna go back and fix this.
Which I imagine plays out more or less identically, other than the conversation they have
right,
about what
you
happened.
would imagine.
Then the case is solved, Holmes.
Can I?
What do
Well, I shall require a...
but I...
On the one hand...
Well, you were upset about people being mad at you in the comments before, but I can only imagine what's going to happen on this episode.
And advice from a friend
Sherlock
Lestrade.
forgot
The
which
problem
button.
we have there is that the authorities seem to be...
Sherlock just
incapable
said the
of
wrong
acting
thing, but everyone assumes that he's right and he can't correct himself because it would make him look wrong, so he just has to go with it the whole time.
All the same, I think that I prefer the forces methods. It would be better to resolve the case quickly and efficiently, without any talk of politics.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
No, I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all right. What did I miss?
Watson, we know that the Barcazas Company directors
I thought there was
were
only
drowned
one
in the
conclusion to
flooded
that, so I just selected the
along
one
with
that started with
train and
Mexicans,
Robinson's prototype.
and I did
But
not
we
realize
still
that it was
need
even
to
possible to
corner
say,
the
oh, they're in the
guilty
mines.
party.
But how do you intend to prove... Oh, no. Please don't tell me we have to dive into the lake.
Huh. You may rest assured that I have a far better idea. We have only to use our corrupt Doncaster station master as bait. He will unwittingly...
Or we
fact
could dive into the
our
lake, because that sounds cool.
Of course, you already
Well,
have.
then Sherlock would have to wear a
shall
Speedo, and you
follow
know how
you.
he feels about
Or
that.
no, you just get a diving bell and one of those old-timey steampunk underwater breathing apparatuses.
The case is solved, and we shall be heading home. And may we have 2 tickets to
Aren't those
London,
things incredibly
please?
dangerous?
Right away, but...
Diving bells? Oh, hell
Wait a
yeah.
minute. You've solved the case.
In a manner of speaking, can you believe that the rescue service miraculously saved one of the Chileans who were... The police have...
Alright, I don't think this is...
Yes, by extreme good. The gentleman carries...
Your
Just gonna
station
kind
will
of go
be...
through this. If you don't mind, we have seen all of this on camera already. Watch me miss.
Shoot him in the head this time. Anyway, that thing was that. Well, we just passed it again, but that was the denim I was trying to make a joke about, and I failed. I can't believe I
failed
had
again.
I had another chance. God damn it!
Got a second chance, and you fucked it up.
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba! You traitor! You double
On whose authority, though? Is Sherlock deputized?
The law
Can
of
he
the
arrest people?
rails. Because
He's
he arrested
Sherlock
him on the
Holmes.
rails. It's different.
You can
Good
arrest me. This is
shot,
international
Watson.
rails.
I always knew you were a talented marksman.
I didn't want another life lost in this case, Holmes.
Accidentally shoots
Oh
Holmes.
my god. I thought I was a dead man.
You shouldn't be so glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that your cooperation...
That's
will be the
interesting
best
that it's
way
possible to
ease your
like
sentence.
screw
By the
up,
way,
but
Watson,
like
would you
screw
be
up
so kind
very
as to give me some
slightly.
shooting
Like the
lessons
detail
later
is like,
on?
oh, they're in the mines.
Yes,
No,
but
they're
not in
not.
our sitting room, and not
They're
while
in the
you're
lake,
wearing
but they're
a
still
brief.
dead, and the Mexicans still did it, and they're gonna figure that out. There we go. Okay. All right. Accept decision. You're about to finish the case. We're going to remove our save files. All right. Yes. Cool. Personality ranking neutral.
So did we get it right this time? Sorry, I had
yes.
to step out for a Hooray!
Interestingly, most people did not make the choice to arrest them.
Well, I mean, Mycroft is a character from the TV show. People maybe want to help him.
Also the books.
Yeah, but people don't fall in love with Mycroft from the books. They fall in love with his nerdy friend brother from the movies.
So I'm not sure. Did we Alt F4 from this screen last time? I don't remember. I'll figure it out. If I hit continue, it'll probably do a loading screen, and then we'll, yeah. All right. Well, that's the second case. I think you guys feel like doing a third one.
We'll see what happens.
Cool. All right. And I think that's about it then. Say goodbye, Chris.
Goodbye, Chris.
Aw,
That's good.
goodbye.